Hey guys, so it's June 25th, 2022. Just wanted to give you an update on my garden and as well as this little guy over here, the car. Um, First we'll go over to my garden. So the soil here is very sandy and the water just kind of drains right through it. So it needs a lot of watering just because the soil doesn't retain the moisture very well. I think next year, if there is a next year, I'm gonna put mulch in and that'll help keep down the weeds and also hold the moisture better, plus more manure and stuff like that. First, we'll go over to this little addition here. I decided I wanted to have more corn, and I ran out of, well, the corn actually didn't grow. It doesn't want to grow like right along here. So I planted more corn from seed, that's how you do it. And yeah, so I guess it just needs more water and a little more time, and maybe we can get some more corn growing there. These are my watermelons. They are doing really well. You're supposed to plant watermelons like 10 feet apart because they pretty much spread out like a vine, kind of like how this guy's doing. And they kind of figure out which way they can go, and they just go that way. So for this situation, I'm going to have all the watermelons going out that way. I did try to plant carrots all in here, and I don't know if they're going to make it. It doesn't appear to be. Who knows? But if they do grow, I think it'll be all right. They can all grow together. Now, these are potatoes. They've been in here for at least 2 months. I am judging by the plant. I figure when the plant is done doing its thing, giving life to the potatoes and feeding the potatoes, I figure at that point they're done. Now, one thing I've been dealing with is the potato bug. I guess it's from Colorado or something. And what I do is I pick them off. I was using 7. I don't like to use 7 because although it does work, oh my gosh, look how big this guy got. This thing is just massive. I mean, look at, I have really big hands. Look how big these things. And this is just one. Let me see where he starts. All right, so he's huge. This is him right here. He started there and he went all the way over there and all over there. That's probably about 6 feet in length. That is massive. I mean, who would have thought one, I don't even know what that is, if that's zucchini, butternut squash, I don't know, but he's thriving here. And I think that's because he gets a little bit more sun over here. And then what you have is this guy over here, and he has hardly done anything. I mean, in fact, he almost looks like a weed right now. But he hasn't grown literally like in a month. He's barely grown. And I think he's been around for a couple months. So this is another massive squash plant. I think it's butternut squash, but just another huge vine. I mean, it's just taking over this whole area of the garden. And I think these plants will grow really big if they have a lot of space. And if you could create a huge garden like this, and only put, say, like 3 watermelon plants, 3 zucchinis, 3 butternut squashes, I wouldn't be surprised if they would just fill out the open spaces and produce. Because I mean, look at this thing is just growing massively. I mean, anyway, here's my potato plant, or my tomato plants. There is, I think, this is another, I don't know, there is a watermelon in here. Oh, here it is. It's either a cantaloupe or a watermelon. It might be a cantaloupe. I don't know. But we did get some rain finally, and everything just blew up from there. These are cucumbers. I do have some zucchinis. I pretty much eat zucchini every day. Here's another zucchini. Nice big zucchini. So now there's this guy. This is, I believe, butternut squash, and you've got these little guys. People that have grown them before and probably know exactly what these are. I personally have never grown butternut squash, but you see they're all in here. And one thing I love seeing is all these bees going in these flowers. Bees are awesome. So there's a ton of these yellow flowers everywhere, and the bees are just hopping in and out. That's why I don't want to use 7, because 7 will kill the bees. This space over here is in the shade, and this is the first plot that I created, and then I decided it wasn't big enough, so I went bigger. And then I eventually went bigger. So here is some, I think they call it crooked squash. There's one here, and this is some more of that. You know what? I'm looking forward to spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash. Freaking awesome. I actually eat it like it's spaghetti. All right, so that's my garden, and one more thing before we go: the corn. We didn't talk about the corn. Okay, so the corn, I'm gonna have to self-pollinate. So I was watching YouTube on how to kind of help the pollination process. I think it's called pollination, but basically you take those tassels, I call them the tassels on the top, and you kind of shake them into a newspaper, and then you take the shakings and you give it a little light blow, and you blow some of those shakings onto where the corn husk is, where the little hairs are coming out. Anyway, let me show you the car. So this morning, I feel like I'm choking. This morning I detailed the car. I basically washed it really good, used some rubbing compound everywhere on it, got out the buffer, one thing I noticed is the girl who had it before me, she sprayed this peel paint. It's like, it'll peel off if you want it to, but you can basically spray something, but you could peel it off if you decide you don't like it. So she sprayed this, and I started picking at it because it was already kind of coming apart. But yeah, I detailed this, I cleaned the rims, shine the tires, and my favorite thing, I put this bra on. Nice bra. Yep. My baby is wearing a bra. So I think it looks really awesome. There's just something about having a little tiny car that looks good. And I can't think of a better car other than maybe a Honda or Toyota. But this is really tiny. This is a tiny little car. Of course, there are other ones, like my buddy has like a Fiesta or something like that, or there's Priuses, but this thing is like a little sports car it's like a little gas sipper. Love the sunroof. Totally gives it that sports car feel. And I have a surprise for my chickens. Those potato bugs that I've been getting, I put them in a little bowl here, and I'm going to feed them to my chickens right now. Next, I got to detail this guy, Old Faithful here. Old Faithful's been with me for a while, and she's been really good. She has just earned her keep so many times. She's actually paid for herself in so many different ways, but in one way, there was a little hailstorm that came and put a few dents in her, and they pretty much paid me what I paid for it 4 years ago. So she doesn't owe me anything, and she just keeps giving. All right, here's my chickens. And they always know I have something for them. There you go, guys. Here, I'm gonna put them in the watermelon. Here, let's see how you guys do. You like that? You trying to find them bugs? Look at this guy. He's just staring at me. You see those bugs? Eat them. One day I brought him a whole pile of those things. They ate some, but I don't know if they really like them. They'll eat some. Man, what are you thinking? You're gonna come out? Think you want to come out here? You can't come out here yet. All right. At some point, I'm gonna fence in the backyard so they can come out here and just do some free ranging. They'll be able to kind of feed themselves in a lot of ways. They'll, there's fresh grass here. There's all kinds of ants and things that they can get, bugs, and I would love that if they would eat up the bugs around here. But anyway, all right, well, I got a whole bunch of stuff to do today. I got a lot more stuff to do. I'm going to put cameras up, security cameras up around the house, security signs. Also for the back door, I have these metal brackets that you can put a 2x4 in. I'm going to put a couple for the back door, because I figure that's most likely where someone would try to break in. Because there's a lot of privacy back here in my backyard. What else do I have to do? Anyway, so that's my update. Just checking in there, boss. Talk to you later.